Welcome back to another episode of Glow and Grow. Today I'm visiting Maria, the founder of Foodologie Baked Goods in Long Beach, California. Maria has such a beautiful story of how she turned her passion into a business she truly loves. And you do not want to miss the end when she reacts to seeing her makeup for the first time.
Hi, my name is Maria Leyesa and I own Foodologie Baked Goods here in Long Beach. We are a cookie and brownie bakery, but we're also a little foodie gift shop, and yeah.
How did you decide to become a baker? Was it something that you always thought of when you were little, or is it something that you learned from your family? What inspired you to become this? Did you think you're gonna always be a baker?
No, I didn't learn how to bake until COVID, like March 2020. So it's not like, I feel like most people who are professionally baking, or I guess own a bakery, have had like a lifelong dream of opening up a bakery. But I think my story is a little different because it is a newfound passion that I came across during COVID. I've always wanted to learn how to bake, but never, no one in my family really baked. I didn't go to culinary school or anything like that. And so it's definitely not a lifelong dream, but I think what makes it special is that it's a reminder. We should think about what we loved as a child and gravitate towards that. Mm-hmm. I also think it's important to find new hobbies and passions and interests as an adult, because it could take you into so many different directions. And so not a lifelong dream, more like a newfound dream. But I started baking March 2020 just for fun, and I was living in LA at the time, and I had a teeny tiny studio apartment, and I was just baking in there just for myself, my coworkers, my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, and I was just doing it for fun. And then slowly I started to get a little better at it, because I was not great initially, but it was fun for me to explore different types of things to bake. I was basically in the kitchen all the time during COVID, and I was an occupational therapist, so I actually have a bachelor's degree in psychology and my master's in occupational therapy. So completely different from what I do now. But at the time my job was slightly affected by well, no, not slightly. It was very much affected because I was working in a hospital. I also worked with children in their homes. So that part of my job was kind of on a pause. So that kind of gave me a little bit more free time to explore the kitchen and baking and cooking. But my two favorite things ultimately at the end of it was baking cookies and brownies. So that's kind of how the concept of what it is today was created.
How did you make it into a business? Because it was just something you were doing for fun.
Mm-hmm. Learning how to bake was never supposed to be turn it into a business. It was just exactly what you said. It was just for fun. But I was baking all the time, bringing it to work, sharing it with people around me. And then it got to the point where people were asking for more. And I don't know if you remember, but during that time, it was hours long to get into Costco. Grocery shopping was a crazy time during that time. And so I was like, okay, there's a lot of factors and a lot of effort that needs to go into creating this. And I was spending, my own money, which wasn't a big deal, but I was like, you know what, let's just try this out. So initially it was just family and friends that were purchasing, but my very first sale was made by a friend who insisted in paying me, and I was like, no, I didn't want to accept the payment at first, but she paid me in cash. And I feel like in that exact moment, with the exchange of something I created, the goods that I made her, feeling that I was like, wait, this could actually be something. And so I just, from there, I was just selling to people I knew, and then those people were starting to recommend it to other people. And so I was, at a certain point, I started getting orders from people that I didn't know, which I was a little scary because I was just, again, doing it still for fun. At that point, I was just pricing to pay for the ingredient. I wasn't really thinking of it as a business per se. It was just, it kind of organically grew that way. I think I was fighting for it to be a business because I was just imposter syndrome, feeling I just learned to bake yesterday. Who am I to sell something and ask people to pay for it? So but it's just it was pretty organic growth. Like I wasn't really marketing or reaching out to like get customers. They were coming to me. When I look back, like I feel like that was like one of the first signs that this could be something. And yeah, I went for it, not really thinking too much about it.
So now that you became an official baker and you decided to be in the business of baking and creating a business from it, what challenges and what things did you come across when you decided to put your foot in and say, okay, I'm doing this and starting a business? There's new things that probably came across that you didn't realize.
Oh my gosh, everything and every day still today, I'm like learning something new. Yeah, like I said, I didn't go to school for business. A lot of people in my family are in business or have businesses, so I feel like maybe naturally I just have an inkling for it because, I don't know, like just seeing other people in my family do business. But everything that has gotten me to this point has been pretty much self-taught and just asking questions all the time. Yeah, just kind of going for it. But I also think that my lack of understanding and lack of knowledge in business has actually been pretty beneficial for me, because I feel like the less that I know, I was just kind of like naive about like certain things. And I think that if I knew more, I probably would have been too scared or too more like reluctant. And not to say that I wasn't scared or wasn't reluctant, but I feel like my lack of understanding kind of helped build the courage to just like go for it, because I just was like, I'll just figure it out anytime something came across as like something that I wasn't familiar with. I think there is benefits, and I don't think you have to have, you definitely don't have to have a formal education in business or in whatever it is that you're doing to go for it. I think that the most important thing is that you have the drive and the will to want to do it, because it's a lot of work and you have to choose your business in a lot of different situations over anything else if it's something that you really want to do. And so it's easy to put things on the back burner. Like, for example, I mentioned like, we've been wanting to do YouTube or do more social media, and it's like easier said than done. So I feel like it's just like, that's like a perfect example. It's like, okay, like I want to do it or be more active on socials, YouTube, whatever it be, but like it's not as easy as just saying it. And so for me with the business, I've always just kind of had like a go-getter mindset towards it. And not to say I have not cried and been like so frustrated and felt like I didn't see what the end result was going to be at times. But ultimately, I always see it through and like just do it and make the sacrifices that I need to sometimes. And I mean, so far it's worked out well. So yeah.
How has it been with your support system since starting? Because sometimes people have that challenge where everyone just thinks they have this crazy idea. But from what I'm hearing from you, it sounds like everyone thought you should do this idea.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with the support system. My husband has been since the beginning very supportive of it. I was nervous because my traditional Filipino family, I got my formal education and I was already in the career. I basically was in the path that was like expected, and I feel like in our culture, like safety is everything, and just making sure that, especially from a parent's perspective or just like our elders, they just want to make sure that we're going to be okay. And so taking a risk like this, getting off the path of what was expected, was a little nerve-wracking, but luckily they also see the vision and they've seen the success so far. So they've been really, really supportive, which is nice, because I don't know how I would feel if I didn't have that support. I think it would be 10 times harder without family and friend support. So yeah,
definitely. Going through slow times, when you first started, it took a while to build to where you are. How did you go through those challenges, and what are some things that you did to overcome them?
Every day I feel like it's like something new that I'm learning can really eat away at your like mental health. But the way that I see things or try to, and like I try to practice a particular mindset, is just like, it's gonna work out. It'll be fine. So, just so that I don't like lose sleep over certain things. And I think it just all starts with like mentality, and at the same time it has to be like the perfect combination of like not thinking about things too much in a way where it's like, people are like, oh gosh, like how do you do like this and this, and you know, how, like, gosh, like, what are your days like? I feel like if I think about it too much, because my days are always so jam-packed, I feel like I'll psych myself out. I know what I need to do to get through a day, and then I just do my best to take it day by day. Asking for help is like something too. In the very beginning, I mean, I started this business essentially by myself. I wasn't used to asking for help or assistance, and so now, especially like with my team that I have a very small team, like there's only about like 5 of us, but I've been better at like being able to delegate like certain tasks, and like I don't have to spend like 24 hours 7 days a week in here, which is nice. I can like work on other things. It's a learning process being able to get through day by day, but I enjoy it. I always tell myself, like, the moment I feel like it's not fun anymore or that it's draining me way too much is when I need to take a moment to like reflect and step back and see what needs to be done and whether I need to keep moving forward. But even though I do feel drained at the end of the day, it's not like an exhausted, like, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore. It's more of like a, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, but like I feel so charged at the same time, which is like so interesting, because in previous jobs or previous lines of work that I've done, it's like felt super burnt out multiple times throughout the year. Luckily, if it weren't for my husband and also my staff too, to encourage me to take a vacation or breaks, I probably wouldn't, because I love to work and I love what I do so much.
How did you grow your social media to what it is today?
Our following isn't like massive, but I feel like our following on social media is really loyal. You go through our page, it's not strictly like, here's a cookie, here's a brownie, here's our drink. Like, I think my approach is not really like so much selling a product. It's more so like sharing. The way I see it, it's like, oh, like I want to share, like if it's a really good photo or a really good video of the actual product. My purpose for posting it isn't so like, okay, buy this cookie. I mean, yes, obviously, like that is part of the purpose, but my purpose of the marketing aspect is I just want to share with the world what it is that we're creating. A lot of people come in here and say like, oh my God, these cookies look like art. And so I see it that way as well. Like, I'm very particular about how the cookies look, the way they bake, and all sorts of things. So I do my very best to be very involved with like the baking process and all the things. I never go on social media and like ask like, or say like, you need to buy this cookie because X, Y, and Z. It's more like showing behind the scenes, and me and my staff will do funny, trendy audio content that's like trending on TikTok or Instagram. I want it to feel more authentic and more like they want to stick around for the journey versus, yeah, I sell cookies and brownies, which I feel like has worked because a lot of people do come in here and commend us for our social media. Of all, like, I mean, I've gotten as young as like high school students making positive comments or just like saying how much they love our social media. On the other end, I've got the older population. One time I had a woman come here who's like, I want to say, I mean, I'm guessing is like maybe in her 70s, perhaps maybe 80s, saying that she like found us through Instagram, which I thought was so interesting because cool. It's so crazy how much of a reach you can get through that kind of platform. But yeah, my approach is more of like an authentic approach, and I don't mind sharing like my personality and myself, like authentically who I am on social media. Those are the posts that particularly do well when I feel like people are getting to know me a little better. So yeah.
Yeah, you do stuff that's also entertaining too.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's not just, yeah, you're never gonna really find us like, I mean, never say never, but you're not gonna go through our page and see like that it's just strictly photos and videos of just cookies and brownies. It's mixed in with like funny, it's mixed in with like trending stuff. Yeah, I mean, like we try to get a little creative with it, but I mean, social media is just a lot of work. So we don't invest as much time as we should. But so far this year, I feel like we've been doing pretty okay, and it's been one of my goals to just kind of like be more consistent, because I think, yeah, with social media, consistency is
everything.
Key. Yeah. So, but it's just so much work. I mean, you know, obviously, yeah, the editing and like just everything. There'll be like moments throughout the day where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I should have been recording, and I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, darn, oh well. And then like, I'm just like always go. So I don't always have the camera on, or if I'm not like actively thinking about it.
How do you manage balancing both work and play and having time with your family?
Yeah, it's hard. That's something that I'm like trying to practice. Some days I'm not here, like gotten acclimated to the space and like, you know, what we do here. I'm able to not have to be here all day long. But there's some times where obviously it's super busy or I have to be here all day. The day goes by so fast. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've been here literally for like 14 hours. It's something that I have to really be mindful about. And so I have been trying to work a little bit better on that this year. Over the past few years since I've started this, I've said no to so many things, family gatherings, parties, whatever, you know, whatever it may be, just to be present in the business to help, you know, get it where I needed to be. But luckily, friends and family have understood. This past year, I've been really more mindful about how I split my time. So it is definitely an active practice, but I really do try to make time for my husband and obviously my family too. But yeah, it has to be a mindful practice.
Mm-hmm. Your cookies and brownies sold in different places as well. It's not just here, right? You have in different locations.
Yeah, we sell to like local coffee shops, local like boba shops. We have one account that's like one of our bigger accounts, which is the Marriott in Anaheim. All of our wholesale accounts have been way before we even opened up the space. When we were also first starting, aside from the pop-ups, I found that there was like a need for coffee shops and stuff like that, places like that needed baked goods, because a lot of these places don't have kitchens or the capacity to create their own like treats or food or whatever, so they outsource it. Luckily in Long Beach, there's a lot of local shops and a lot of these places are looking for them. So I was able to start that early on, and it's definitely helped my business, because the way I saw it is it's great for, you know, reaching their audience and, you know, getting our name out there. Mm-hmm. And we continue to still do it today because it really helps. We get so many people coming in because they saw us at this coffee shop, or they came across it at the Marriott in Anaheim. It's been really helpful to have those small accounts.
I remember you were saying that everything you did is kind of on your own, and you almost kind of went head first into your business, just trying to figure things out as you go. Mm-hmm. But did you end up doing anything else, like taking classes or anything?
No, I want to because there's so much, like, I mean, like, all I do is bake cookies and brownies. So anytime anyone asks, are you a professional baker? And I'm like, I'm still reluctant to say yes, because I've tried baking bread, I have not dialed in on that. I just don't have time to like venture out as much as I did initially. In terms of like what we create here is like everything that it's like all self-taught. I experiment with like new flavors and stuff, but I would love to further my understanding and education for baking, but I have not yet.
Would you consider being a teacher?
A teacher,
like
oh my gosh.
Classes
I don't think I have that level of confidence to feel like I could teach. It would have to be very specific to cookies and brownies, but I don't know. I mean, that would be fun. Even like other bakers have reached out to me, like, can you give me advice or, you know, whatever, XYZ. I'm an open book. I love to help and teach like other people what I know, but I don't know if I feel confident enough to like actually hold a class and teach. But I love to, like, anytime anyone asks for advice or for help with something, I do my best to assist in however I can. But yeah, I don't know. That it would be fun, but I don't know if I'm there yet.
What are your future plans, and what are some goals that you want to do with your business?
I feel like there's just in so many different directions that it could go. We've been here for 2 years, like a little over 2 years, but we're hitting our 3rd year this year. Yeah, it makes me wonder and think like what, I mean, I nonstop have thought about it, but even as we approach, another anniversary, I'm like, oh gosh, like what is next? And there's just so many different directions. I would love to open up another location, but I think because we only have less than 2 years left in this space, I would love to also find like a bigger space, because and like location wise, like we're on 2nd and Claremont off of like a side street, so we're not in the mix of like all the happenings of like good foot traffic. So we don't get natural foot traffic right here. Ideally, a space out on the main street would be fantastic. My focus is like either finding our prospective next location and then potentially opening up another location. I think growth can look like so different for everybody. People have asked if I want a franchise or if I'm trying to like make it the next Crumble. I don't know if that's quite the vision. I feel like in theory, that sounds like what, you want to go big. I don't know. I kind of love being small and being hands-on directly with everything that we're baking. I feel like mass producing is not really what I'm looking for. I want it to still feel very homemade. I don't want it to be made out of a machine. Yeah, I feel like growth for us isn't necessarily being like this massive corporation. I feel like I would love to keep it growth, but not like a massive growth, if that makes sense. Like,
like a big corporate.
I don't know if that's my vibe. Yeah. But I'm also like, right now it's like, yeah, I mean, the more people that we can reach with getting people to try our product is obviously, the more the better. Like, quality control is so hard to do once you like expand. Speak to a lot of people who are in business, especially in the food industry, especially during these like crazy times, cost of everything going up and spending habits being so different. I've gotten like the advice of like slow growth is sustainable versus like immediate, like taking in so many different locations and whatnot. And plus, again, I'm by myself and like, obviously I have my team, but essentially like I call all the shots and make all the decisions. And so the dream would be that the business grows with me as I grow as well. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's an open book right now to see where it could go. But yeah, I mean, we've already had almost 3 years in this space. So yeah, it's time to think about where we're going to end up next. Okay. Ooh, it is, yes. If I could do makeup, this is this is how I would do it. It looks so natural. I didn't even tell you what I want. I just trusted you, and this is exactly how I would do my makeup if I knew how. It looks great.
Cool.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Thank you.
Really good.
What advice would you give to?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, I smelled watermelon and I was like, ooh, okay. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, sorry. What was your question?
What advice would you give entrepreneurs all over the world that's starting a business?
I think that more people need to be honest with themselves and their passions and just go for it. I strongly believe that everyone is good at something, and being able to tap into that, and whether it's doing a business or just, I feel like you have to do yourself justice to find your passion and to pursue it. Passion isn't gonna get you to the end, but it definitely helps fuel you and give you drive. And so being realistic about your outcomes, making sacrifices, I think is so important. I feel like people are so used to instant gratification and overnight success. For the longevity of a business, I don't think that overnight success should always be the goal. If that does happen, that's great. But I think it's so important to have the endurance mentally and physically. Yeah, I think that being honest with yourself about the outcomes, making sacrifices, whether it's missing out on a party here or there, or having to say unfortunately no to certain things that you ultimately do want to say yes to. Sacrifices like that in order to grow the business is necessary. I think that rest too at the same time. So you can give it your all, but you also have to prioritize rest. Your mental and physical state rely on that. And I think that if you don't feel charged or recharged, you're not going to be able to last in this game of business. I always like to look at business almost as like a board game, and that steps you take could lead to, when I think about Monopoly, sometimes you have to like go back in order to go forward. And so not letting moments of what feel like defeat ultimately defeat you. I think that you should definitely take everything as a learning lesson and let it help you grow. And so, yeah, I think that there's just so many challenges that come overall with business. But if you truly love what you do and are very passionate about it, you'll find a will and a way to make it to the end. Also have fun. I think that business can be fun. It's not always serious. At the end of the day, anytime I feel stressed or feel like I don't know what I'm gonna do, I just remind myself, it's cookies and brownies, it's fine, we'll figure it out, and just take it step by step. And yeah, figuring it out is always the way I like to look at it. And yeah. If you're trying to find us on socials, we are very active on Instagram, which is Foodologie Baked Goods, spelled FOODOLOGIE, and then Baked Goods. You can also find us on our website, which is www.eatfoodology.com. And you can find us here on our brick and mortar, which is at 195 Claremont Avenue in Long Beach, California. And we are here in Belmont Shore. Come visit us. Again, we do cookies and brownies. We bake them fresh every day in super small batches, so they're always fresh. And then we also offer a little foodie gift shop here, which has like food-inspired trinkets and things of all sorts that we source from other small businesses as well. So they're very unique items that you just generally won't find anywhere else. So yeah, visit us. When I took over this space, it was pretty much like blank slate where it was just everything this was just like an empty wall, and my vision for it, for both walls, was to add color and happiness. I was either gonna do a mural or just like put like random like things that we like baking things, but I decided to create a little gift shop instead. It's like a twofer because it makes for great decoration in general, but then if you happen to really love it, you can buy it. Like I said, everything here we source from small businesses, and so there's like fun like little things that we have here. This is like a Swedish dishcloth, and then the artist that created this put her artwork on it. We've got like tote bags. I love butter, clearly, and so we've got like these fun tote bags created by also a artist. Yeah, we've got these like books here that are all about different cultures and different foods in their culture. This one is like our top selling items. Actually, it's a book called What's That? It's for kids. It's basically about school lunches that people bring from home and how everyone is just different culturally. Some of my favorite things are these vases. These are our little flower vases that I actually have at home as well because I love them so much. Okay, so same thing, same concept, everything food related and all sourced from small businesses. We have all these cards. I love our cards here because they're also fun and unique, also made by several different artists. All food related. We've got candles that look like eggs, which I think is so fun. This is from a small business based in LA. These are really cool. These are all socks, but they are packaged in a way that is somehow food related, which is fun. And I believe this is actually from a brand all the way in the UK or something, or Spain. Yeah, Barcelona. So we source from all places all throughout the world, local, not local. These fun stickers. These are my favorite actually. These are little earrings that we have. My favorite one is the butter and the knife one. I really love that one. Oh, we have like a butter frame. Again, I don't know how many times I've said it, but I love butter. And again, I love butter. But yeah, this is kind of this was the vision. I wanted to add happiness, and I personally love anything food inspired. Like a lot of my clothes have like food, like I have pants that have food all over them. I just gravitate towards anything food related, and I think it kind of goes with, very much so goes with our name, Foodologie. And so I've never seen a space like this. I've seen gift shops that do focus on like food inspired things, but a gift shop / bakery I think is a really cool concept. And like I said, if I was not the owner of this place, I myself would enjoy coming here. And so that's kind of how I like to look at it. I want to be able to create a space that is unique, that doesn't really exist, and yeah.